Hello there. I'd like to share a couple of things I got through the mail with you real quick and then talk a little bit about narrow straps. The first thing I got in the mail was a piff from the Shave Nook from the Legal Razor. Ricardo is the gentleman's first name. He posted on since I got these blades by accident, and the company I bought them from said, hey, keep them, we'll send you the right ones. And he said I tried a tuck of them and I didn't like them, so I'm gonna pick from the first guy that responds, gets it, and they're the Supermax Platinums. There's 95 of them. Thank you very much, Ricardo. It's much appreciated. I will do a shave video with these soon. I've never tried them before, but DE blades, to me, I hear a lot of guys say stuff like, well, this blade tore my face up, or this blade, my face doesn't like this blade. Well, I really don't have that problem. There are blades that I like better and blades that I like less. But as long as I use proper technique, I usually get a decent shave off. I can even get a good shave off of Derbies or the ST300 Dorcos. I might only get one or two, but I can get a couple of good shaves off of them. It's just technique. So a razor blade, to me, a DE blade's are pretty much a DE blade. There are some that are exceptional. The crystals are an exceptional blade for me. So I'm not saying that, everybody's full of it because they say they don't like this blade and this blade is good for them, because I have that kind of experience too. But it doesn't really matter to me. In the end, I can get a pretty good shave with any of them. It was 95 blades, and so thank you, Ricardo, and I will do a shave review of these. But the next thing that I got is from Star Shaving. Now, I assume you guys probably have already figured out what this is. This is a 2-inch strop. I've never bought from Star Shaving before. I don't know what this strop will be like, but I have heard good things. I will tell you that I purchased this Friday before last. Today is Saturday. So 8 days ago, I purchased this on their website. And so they're slow, but that's something that if you do reviews of them, if you read the reviews of them, you'll find out that that's normal for them. And this is their lowest cost strop. It's $15 and something, $20.28 with tax, or shipping rather. And it's just a simple, got that at one end, but it is made in the USA. Couple of little, I don't know if you can see them, like right in here, but I don't believe that that's going to be of any consequence. Really cool, says Star Shaving right there. So that's a pretty good strop. That's a nice quality. Love the smell of that. Nice quality strop for $16. $20.28 with shipping. A nice D-ring. I look forward to that. I have a little clip that I'm going to put on the end here. You could order it for like $1 more. They'll put a clip on it for you. I just ordered it with a string. Now, I got this because, and I don't need this for what I'm fixing to do. I got this because, I want to talk a little bit about narrow strops. When I learned to strop, when I first started straight razor shaving, I didn't have a lot of money. Now, before I go any further, if you can afford a 3-inch strop, then by all means buy you a 3-inch strop if that's what you want. But please don't post on this video, oh man, just go ahead and get you a 3-inch strop and be done with it. Because that's not what this video is about. Most of my videos, I use things that didn't cost me a whole lot, and kind of my focus for my videos is on frugality, being able to wet shave for not a lot of money. And so when I started, I didn't have the money to buy a nice strop. I didn't even have the money to get a strop like that. So what I did was I got me a belt and put some D-rings on the end of it, like that. This is a good quality piece of leather. It's about 1.5 inches or 1.75 inches. Let's see. Yeah, that's about 1.75 inches wide. That's a 2-inch strop that I got from Star Shaving. And this has served me well. Now, I have other strops. I made a few out of guitar straps and stuff like that. But I learned on a narrow strop because that's what I could afford. Was a belt that didn't cost me much. And I turned it into a strop. And now, this is what I prefer actually now, is a narrow strop. The guitar straps that I turned into strops and stuff like that. And I've got a couple of strops I made from leather that are 2.5 inch wide. I really don't like them. I prefer a narrow strop. That's something else. Strops are preference kind of deal. And a lot of people prefer a narrow strop. But there's, when you have a 3-inch wide strop, you can get away with just straight up and straight down with a razor, and everything's fine. But now, if you're using a narrow strop, most people would tell you to use a stroke called an X stroke. The X stroke is a good stroke to learn, especially if you're going to use if you're going to learn to hone razors and stuff like that. It's good to know that stroke. I don't use it. I use what some guy on the straight razor place forums dubbed a lateral stroke. And I'll show you what that is in a minute. But there's a lot of reasons to learn to use a narrower strop. First of all, narrower strops are cheaper. You can get a nice 2-inch strop from Straight Razor Designs for $45. A Latigo, a black or red Latigo, last time I checked, it was like $45 on their site. And it's a Straight Razor Design strop. It's going to be a high quality strop. I think the 3-inch is like $70. So, I mean, and that's, I think, the cheapest 3-inch I could find. So, I mean, there's a $25 probably difference. Now, a lot of people would say, well, $25 is not much. Go ahead and spend. Well, sometimes, I appreciate your advice, but $25 a lot of times is $25 more than I've got. And if you're in that situation, if you want a straight razor shave and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, you can do it. I can buy a decent straight razor used. You can do it in the classifieds on some of the shaving forums for $40 or $50, and they're already shave ready. Whip Dog sells a shave ready straight for $43, I think it is. Or you do like I did and hit the antique stores and find them. The first one I started with was given to me by, it was passed down to me from my father-in-law. So Didn't cost me a dime, you know. But anyway, we're going to use that razor uh, to in this dropping video here in a minute. But I mean, there's all kinds of reasons to try a narrow strop. That and hey, like I said, any old belt. You know, if you take a trip, you take your straight razor along, and you forget your strop, any old good decent leather belt will work for a strop if you know how to use a narrow strop. Also, on a narrow strop, it doesn't have as much of a tendency to cup as a 3-inch strop. Now, if you got good leather on a 3-inch strop, they don't, you know, from what I read on the forums, they don't cup a whole lot, maybe, but you know, not a lot. So I mean, but there's a lot of reasons. Also, it's argued, especially on straight razor place, that the X stroke uh, is a better way to strop. I don't know. I'm not a pro, but I like the narrower strop. So let's get started with strop. And I want to show you this lateral stroke. And we're going to use my father-in-law's Boker. Let me wipe the oil off of this blade. We're going to use my father-in-law's, I don't know if you can see that or not, SS St. Louis Boker. And get started. Let's get started on this. Excuse me, I'm going to move the camera. I've got a little hook down here that I hook my strops on. This is a wonderful strop. Now, what I want to do before I use this, I want to warm it up a little bit. Just pull the strop tight. And what I do, now, you should already know decent strop technique. I shouldn't have to tell you, keep the spine on the strop at all times. You're leading with the spine, all that kind of stuff. You ought to already know that. But in case you don't, what you're wanting to do, you want to pull the strop taut. You don't have to put 500 pounds of pressure on it, but you want to pull the strop tight. Put your spine on the razor, or put your spine on the strop and your edge. You just want to lay it flat. Let the edge of the spine determine the angle that that razor is going to lay on the strop. And you're not going to use a lot of pressure. You're going to go up. And you're turning with your thumb. Now, the X stroke that a lot of people talk about, you would actually go but now doing that, a lot of times when you come up like this and turn like this and go here, a lot of times people nick their strop like that. And that's a move that I don't think that movement is necessary. It's just as simple and easy to go. That edge is still moving all the way along this strop. It's still doing this. Still coming straight across. Lovely. And that's, that's a lateral stroke. And lovely strop. Now let me set this to the side and show you even a narrower strop. My 1 3/4. That works just fine on. This has considerably more draw than that strop. But that's fine because you don't need to crank and use a lot of pressure on it. Draw is not a big deal to me. Let me reposition my camera. Draw is not a big deal to me because you just lighten up on the razor and use a light stroke, and big deal. It just, to me, draw kind of gives me a little bit more feedback, so I don't have a problem with that. So that's that's a little tutorial on short or narrow strops. You might find, if you rushed out and got a 3-inch strop, you might find that you like a narrower strop, that you might end up thinking, or you might end up trying a narrow strop and finding out that you like it. I could recommend this star shaving strop for a first strop. I mean, there's no cloth component. You don't really need it. I use the cloth component a lot because I think it helps to kind of line the edge up a little bit better before I go to the leather. But it's really not necessary. I use it now more. I used to strop on cloth and then leather and then shave and then strop again on cloth and on leather, just a smaller number of times. But what I've started to do now is to strop on leather before I shave and then do 20 or 30 passes on cloth after the shave, just to make sure the razor's good and dry and clean. For no other reason than that. But you can get away with just, a leather strop for a long, long time. And so this is a wonderful strop for the money, and I would recommend them. But you do have to understand, from what I understand, they are older folks rather, not fellas. Carla is definitely not a fella. So, but older folks, and it's a family-run business, and they do a lot of business, so they get swamped, and it takes them a little longer to get the stuff out. If you don't want to wait for that, I certainly understand it. But I mean, if you look at this, the edges are beveled just slightly, even where the thing folds over. They're not burnished, but that's not hard to do if you want that. It doesn't matter that much to me. It's just a no-nonsense piece of leather that you can strap on, and I would recommend, if you can't afford anything else, this is a good buy at $20.28. But if you don't have that, hey, go down to Goodwill. Find you an 1.5 inch, 1 3/4 belt. Learn to use that puppy. It's a strop. That's all a strop is a good piece of leather. So a nice, good, smooth piece of leather. So God bless you. I hope that helped. I hope that encouraged people that don't have a lot of money. You can straight shave without spending a ton. And you can even go real cheap on a strop, and that worked for a long time. This belt here worked for a long time, and I'll still use this. I like it, you know. And if you've not tried a narrow strop, I'd encourage you to do so. You might find that you enjoy it a lot better. I've also found, you know, a strop that has a lot of draw. Well, if it's a 3-inch strop, with me sometimes, you know, if the strap is wide and it's got a lot of draw, I tend to bear down more just instinctively. I don't know why that is. But with a narrow strap, using that lateral stroke that I use, the draw feels less. And so I have more control over the pressure that I'm putting on the razor, things, just little things like that. So once again, and I'll get off of here, I encourage you to try a 2-inch strop. You might find out that you really like it. Star Shavings 2-inch beginner strop. That's a good buy, I think. Bless you. God bless you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.